Day 151. Alright, so now we're back set to the regular, where the days are supposed to be again. So now, without further ado, we'll go ahead and take this, do a little fancy work while we're waiting on a couple of people to get here. So as you guys may have seen in day 150, I'm going to be teaching the one from 150 and performing a different variation. So that's going to be exciting. So for real quick, I'm going to give these cards a little mix. All right. Well, first, got to show off a little bit. There we go. Show off a little bit first and then give them a proper mix. As you can see, every card interweaves into a nice little waterfall that, of course, the camera blocks out with all of its light. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get into this one, but first I want to perform the other version. All right, so the other version, once again, is not mine to teach, but I will still show it to you guys. So, ouch. That hurt. I tripped over the mat. Anyway, so, pardon the dogs. I let the dogs out. Woof, 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 woof. Sorry. Yeah, anyways, so we're going to need a random card selected, of course. Fully shuffle pack of cards. Can be literally any random card. Some would say stop. Okay, not the 10 of clubs and not the 4 of hearts, I think that was. Oh, yeah, not the 4 of hearts either. It's whatever this card is. All right, it's whatever this card is because I can't see it. All right. Hopefully you guys can see it. All right. So now I'm gonna take that card, set it off to the side real quick. Close the pack. And actually, I'm gonna show you guys that card one more time because some people forget it. So don't tell me. Hello, Miss Hood Therapy. Thank you for stopping by. So what I'm doing first is performing that other variation, and then I'll teach you guys the other one after. All right. So remember this card. Okay, it was a freely selected card. Now, I don't know what the card is, but I know you guys do. So, once again, I'm going to slide that into the back of the deck. All right. No sneaky business, no anything, of course. But you know what? Just going to give the cards a cut. And, well, you know, every cut must end with a shuffle. Well, actually, I think I got that backwards. So, every shuffle must end with a cut, that is. Yeah. So, every shuffle must end with a cut. Yeah. Must end with a cut. But we're not going to do that because we did it backwards. We love being backwards. Yay. Sorry. Anyways, so now we're going to use the table here. I apologize for that light in the background here. Let me turn it away for you guys so that way it doesn't keep kicking on. There we go. All right, so that should take a couple seconds to cut off. This one too. I apologize. They're not normally kicking on. There we go. Let me see here. Yes, we love being backwards here. So now, finally, back to the trick. Now that the lights are out of the way. Now, where was I? Yes, finding your card. I'm going to use this rubber band to find your card. It's completely lost in the deck. I shuffled it, I cut it, but I did that in a reverse order because I'm backwards. All right. And so now, once again, regular rubber band. All right. Yes, thank you. I figured it would be much better. So once again, regular rubber band. A lot of you probably don't believe it, but there can be magnets and things in rubber bands. So now, without further ado, I'm going to take this, and this time, I'm going to do it hands off. Yeah, see, I'm going to wrap this around again. But this time I'm going to do it hands off. All right. Right there on the deck. Hold on, started to pop off. All right, there we go. Hands off the deck this time. All right. And, well, now we just wait. Here, let's give it a little oomph. Maybe. There we go. I started to do a drum roll. Anyways, one card pops out. Yeah, without hands, I mean, kind of. I mean, I didn't touch the deck. And now I'm just gonna pull that rubber band a little bit to flip that card over. Maybe. I promise I'm not doing anything to it. But there's your card right there. And that should be your card. Should be your card. There, let me lock a little closer. Ta-da! There we go. Yeah, that wasn't as spectacular as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, so that's your Jack of Spades. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you guys had the Queen of Hearts in the previous video. So let's see. So it definitely wasn't the Jack of Spades. Oh, and since I have to prove it to people, to all the haters out there, there was no other Jack of Spades in the entire deck. All right, let's see here. There was no other Jack of Spades in the entire deck. Is this convincing yet to anybody? Literally, is this convincing? Yeah, see, no other Jack of Spades. Ta-da! Okay. Anyways, I'm going to use this Jack of Spades, and actually, we don't want to use Jack of Spades because I'm going to be teaching you is a trick. Yeah, a trick that I actually did with the what was it? The Queen of Hearts, I think. And so actually, what I'll use is watch. I'll just take this Jack of Spades. Oh, yeah. Honestly, they do. But you ready? Here, watch. I'll make that experience a lot better. As you can see here, I've got the Jack of Spades, and you guys picked the Queen of Hearts last time. So I just give it a little shake right there, and that should be the Queen of Hearts. There you go. A little extra magical moment there. Maybe if the camera decides to focus. I guess not. Well, hopefully you guys can tell that's the Queen of Hearts. There you go. Now the camera decides to focus. Anyways, on with the tutorial. So, there's a few moves you may need to learn, may not need to learn. Depends on if you already know a little bit about magic. Okay? Or illusion, sorry. That's what these are, is illusions. And so, let me see here. Impressive, thank you. Alright, so, a little bit of things you need to know. You will need a regular rubber band and a regular deck of 52 or 54 playing cards. You can have the jokers, it doesn't matter. All right, personally, I think I play without the jokers. Let me see. Yeah, I'm rolling without the jokers today. So I have 52 cards here. It really doesn't matter, honestly. But we're going to use your Queen of Hearts because that's what you picked. Literally a free selection. If you were here, you could literally pick out any card. It doesn't matter. Now, what you're going to do first is you're going to control the card to the bottom of the deck. All right. So this is the top of the deck where all the cards are face down. Get it? Because this is the face and it's facing down. All right. So this is what the deck is supposed to look like. This is what the card's supposed to look like. You're going to get that card to there, but you're going to plainly show placing it in the middle. First, I'll show you how that's done, and then I'll show you how it's done. So, I can clearly place that card in the middle. I know it's crazy, but I can then take that card, give the deck a few cuts. Oops, maybe. Give the deck a few cuts. Then shuffle the cards. And look what's at the bottom. Right there should be your Queen of Hearts. If the camera decides to focus again, there we go. Ta-da. So, gonna teach you how to do that. So what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to execute. Yes, very tricky, very tricky. So, you're gonna execute a move called the double undercut. Okay? Gonna execute a move called the double undercut. What you're gonna do is as you place this card into the deck, seemingly fair, you're going to take your thumb on the back of that card. Here, let me move this a little closer into view. All right. So as you're pushing their card, so this is your Queen of Hearts. All right. This is your Queen of Hearts. As you push that into the deck, you're going to pick that up. You're going to lift it up with your thumb, creating what is called in the magic world as a break. Okay. A pinky break, to be specific. But a break is basically, well, a break in the cards. And the way, once again, the way you obtain that is you take their card, maybe if the camera would focus. I really wish it would focus. But it honestly doesn't matter where you place it as long as it's somewhere in the middle of the deck and you're able to take your thumb, lift up that card, and jam your pinky in there. Your tip of your pinky inside the deck there. Okay? And so now once you have that, you have your pinky jammed into the side, you're going to take your thumb again. Lift up at that break. You're going to lift up at the break and grab at the front. So that way it looks natural. So it should just look like this. It should look like you're cutting the cards, okay? And so now you're going to do that all in one motion. Just cut at the break, okay? And so then you're going to cut that to the table or to their hand. Doesn't matter. But that is their Queen of Hearts or whatever card they selected. You're going to take that and set that to the table. Of course, you're not going to show them that it's their card. You're just going to take that and set that to the table. And then a little subtlety you can do to keep the trick going is you can then cut this in half wherever you want, but it literally could be just in half. Whatever this packet is left in your hand, there's no more breaks. You cut it in half and then just put that last packet on top. So I'm going to go over that last little bit one more time. All right. So we got the selection on the bottom. Well, actually, not yet. So they make a free selection. This time I'm just using the Queen of Hearts for education purposes and purposes of keeping it flow smoothly. All right. So we're going to slide that in. Going to lift it up with our thumb. I wish you guys could see this easier. Lift it up with our thumb. All right. And once we slide it completely in, jam our pinky in. Talk a little bit. Set it down. Set it down. Set it down. And you've executed the double undercut. All right. And please feel free to come back and watch the video when you have a deck of cards, or just again if you need more instruction. So, okay, now that you have their card on the bottom of the deck, you're gonna then, with misdirection of them checking out the rubber band, you can do this one of two ways. If they're holding the rubber band, you can take the deck of cards into this hand and slide it and catch it. But there's going to be an easier way to do this. It's going to take a little bit of practice, but it's a lot more clean, okay? So as they're checking out the rubber band, in this case, I just did it with one hand. While I was off screen over here with this hand, I used that to my advantage because this is an older deck. You kind of want to push the cards in with these fingers, okay? So with these two fingers, make it at a slant like this, all right? And then you're going to take that bottom card, which is their card. And yes, it will take a little practice, but once you're able to get just one card under your pinky, once you're able to just get one card under your pinky, that you'll be able to do this next part. All right. That's the hardest part of the whole trick, is getting that one card under your pinky. Okay. And so once again, the cards on the bottom, they're going to be checking out the rubber band, and all you got to do is push with your other fingers and pull this out. All right, pull the bottom card off. Now, of course, you want to keep this kind of hidden so that way they don't notice you doing it. So eventually, after a little bit of practice, you should be able to be good enough while you're showing this up here to be able to do the sneaky movement down here by your side. So you'll push up on the deck and put that into, put your pinky in there. So you'll push up on the deck. I know it's a very subtle movement. That's how good it is. You put that up on the deck, or push up on the deck, and then grab that last card with the pinky. Okay? And so now that you have that, you're gonna take this rubber band. Make sure this bottom part. All right, it doesn't have to be a fat rubber band. It can be pretty much any rubber band as long as it can wrap around the deck. Make sure this bottom part is the longest part, so that way it'll slide around the whole deck. Okay? But you're not sliding it around the whole deck. That you remember that spot where you have your pinky break again? You're going to slide this very sneakily in between that gap. So you're wrapping everything except for that bottom card. Okay, it's kind of tricky to show, but basically you're wrapping everything except the bottom card by taking this and then wrapping it. Right, and then once you do that, so now you just hold this casually. You're gonna come here, grab it with your middle finger. So you're gonna hold this here. So this is what it looks like right now. Is you have one card not attached, and the rest of the cards are held together by a rubber band. Okay. Now watch carefully. You're gonna pull down off the top band with your middle finger. You're gonna twist it toward yourself. All right, twist it towards yourself, and then wrap that around the front of the deck. This is kind of a hard angle to get, so I'm going to try it from this side. So literally just normal band, no twist. You're going to take your middle finger, pull down on the top band. You see? So you pull down on the, oh, sorry. You pull down on the top band and put the bottom one on top of the middle finger. Okay? And so, but you do that by twisting towards yourself. So you pull, and it automatically goes on your middle finger like that. And then you wrap that around the front of the entire deck. Okay? You wrap that around the front and the entire deck. So now what you should have is you should be able to hold the whole deck like this. Now, of course, you don't want to do that in front of your spectator, but just for practice purposes, make sure you're able to do this. All right? And so now once that's hooked on your middle finger, they don't know that it's hooked there. But then you take this, you take the band furthest from you, and you stretch it out a little. You rock it back and forth, just stretch it out. All right. And you place everything. So you place it like this on your hand. Okay. You place everything through except your thumb, and you grab the deck. Grab the deck and squeeze it. So basically, you're going to want to give a big bow to these cards so that can relieve pressure off your middle finger, and then it'll slip out. All right. Now, I'm only going to be able to show this once. So you're going to give a big bend to these cards, and this middle finger is going to slip out. Now, sometimes it'll make a little bit of noise, but depending on what you're performing, there should be enough noise to cover it. If not, just practice on slipping that finger out. Okay. And so now what you have is this setup right here. Every card is now not wrapped except for the bottom card. Oh, give me 1 second. Sorry, my brother had to come ask me a question real quick. So basically, your spectator does not know this at this point, but every card is wrapped, or not wrapped, except for the bottom card. Once again, your spectator does not know this. So now, there's this. They see this right here, 2 bands, all right? But that's also kind of covered by this motion, all right? And so now this is where the table comes into play again, because you don't want the cards spraying everywhere, but it's okay if they do, all right? So this is when, at this point, you explain to your spectator, the rubber band's going to go through the deck, find your card, and shoot it to the top, okay? And then you explain that to them, and on the count of 3, so you're kind of bending these each time. So 1, 2, 3, and then you let go. And when you let go, it's just physics, that rubber band will shoot automatically to the top of your hand. So 1, 2, 3. All right. So I will briefly go over this one more time because I know it is kind of confusing. But briefly go over this trick one more time. And then you can go back to the performance for any other like tips or things. But I will also be in the comment section if you guys do have any questions. All right. And so now, once again, they select a random card. This time it's actually going to be random. So, random card. Just to show that it could be any random card. Literally, you could pick it out of the deck yourself if you were here. Okay. So now, there's this card, whatever this card is. This is the 2 of clubs. Of course, you won't know this card. But they will. Right? And so now, once again, you slide this into the back of the deck, just like so. Remember, push up on that card, get the break, by jamming your pinky in there, in that open gap. Okay. Then taking that, placing it down to the table, cut that pack, cut that pack. And so now that their card is on the bottom. Remember, don't show that to them. All right. Then you introduce the rubber band. Say, here, spectator, check out this rubber band for me. While they're checking it out, learn your sneaky move, please. Just learn it first, and then perform it practice it down by your side. But practice it down here. Practice it up here as much as you need to, and then practice it down here by your side. All right. I promise you, it will help a lot. Okay. And then once you're here, you're gonna slide this over every card except for the bottom one, and then you're gonna come here, pull down with your middle finger, twist backwards, wrap around the entire deck. Okay? And then you're going to take this, adjust it, slide your hand in, bend the cards, release your middle finger, and then on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. And that's okay that all those cards just did that. Of course, not if you're performing in like a restaurant or something, but it works. And then the best part about this is you can do the same exact method, but their card can be signed. And so it makes it even more powerful. So, yeah. More tips on signed card performances later, or if you just ask me, I'll tell you. But yeah, that's going to be it for the night, as I got to go inside now, finish dinner and whatnot. But yes, I plan to show more secrets in the future. It's just it's not very, as you guys know, appreciated in the Magic world. But this is the new generation's library. Basically, that's where we went to learn these magic secrets, other than mentors and things like that. And so this is the new world's library. So yeah, and so this is where I get to teach and where you guys get to learn. Any aspiring magicians get to learn. So I hope you guys enjoy. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. When you do subscribe, ring the notification bell, and I will see you guys next time. Have a blessed night and peace.